Jessica, I wanted to start with you. Fans have been eagerly awaiting for the arrival of season three. What's ahead for your character this season? What can you tease?
What can I tease? Well, it's kind of a bumpy ride for Tala this season. She has some ups and downs with her career and some of her relationships, but Ed does find this trust in her and gives her some more responsibility. And I'm just excited, not just for the journey with Tala and also introducing Charlie, but just season three in general. We've worked really hard for a really long time. And the storylines and the visual effects and just the music and the acting and just every little piece to the puzzle from, pre-production to post-production. We all really worked hard and we're really excited to put this show out into the world, into the universe. And yeah, there's just epic things. And because it's been so long and just going back and starting to like watch the episodes, kind of that now that they're finally like fully done, I forgot like, some stuff with Bortis and John and all these things. So I'm just excited for everything.
You're one of the new actors joining the show. What should audiences know about your character and what attracted you to this project?
I mean, I was attracted to this project because, first of all, I've never gotten to play in space or like be on board a spaceship, which just in general was really cool. And our set was phenomenal this season. I really felt like I was in space. But the character was just something different that I've never really played before. I mean, she's very strong and she's very stubborn and has just like this very like big point of view. She comes in really hot with hating the Kaylon. You're just fresh off the battle with the Kaylon. And in the first episode, you get to see kind of why she hates Isaac going into the Orville. And that kind of storyline will be a big thing for her character this season. So I'm excited for everyone to see that kind of play out and what they think about it. But yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to be on this show? Of course.
Yeah, perfect segue to this next question. But both of you have played these incredibly powerful female characters throughout your career. Who were the women in your life who shaped the artist that you are today?
Aw.
I mean, well, of course, like my mom, who raised me.
My grandma. I have some teachers that were very like
just
yeah.
And my being on set too with like different like strong women and seeing how like I'll never forget. I always say Eva Longoria because she really embodied on set to me like the boss woman. She was not only pregnant but like directing, acting, and producing, and there every single day, hands on. And she would like have to lay down like in between takes and was nice to everybody. And just very, to me, like she just really embodied like that strong woman. So just seeing examples of that in Hollywood or home life, I think just kind of shape me and personally.
Yeah, my family, a lot of the women in my family have a big part in that. We're very strong women. We're very opinionated. We're very fun. And I come from a big family. So it was just, and we always really supported each other and had each other's backs and still do. So it's a big, for me mostly is my family. And I've worked with amazing women, some of our producers on this show, Stephanie Savage, from Gossip Girl, who, wore a lot of different hats in that. So there's been a lot of different women that have helped.
And Seth created really strong women characters with like individual personalities on this show, which was really cool to see how each character kind of had their different storylines throughout the whole show.
Yeah, and Jessica, one of the reasons why I think this show has resonated with audiences, its ability to blend comedy and drama. How much fun has it been for you as an actress to play in these worlds? Why do you think this genre lends itself to this type of storytelling?
It's been so fun when you have someone like Seth who, writing these episodes and directing them and just where his mind goes. It's such a fun world to play in. I mean, to be able to get made up as an alien in the morning and then I'm on this spaceship and we get to touch on these subjects or topics and be in this, you know, in outer space. So we kind of have a broader lens or a broader world to kind of dive into and talk about them, but yet we're like speaking kind of this space jargon, and yet it's like serious stuff, but there's like a flavor of the comedy because it is Seth. He knows how to like balance that and do that well. I'm incredibly honored to be a part of it, and I have so much fun. I mean, I was saying before in another interview, like some mornings or afternoons I'd have to like pinch myself. Am I like really getting like paid to be an alien on a spaceship to talk about this with these amazing actors around me? It's a pretty like epic, cool situation and job to have and be in.
Did you feel any pressure heading into this project, just given how beloved this series is? And also you're joining a cast that has 2 seasons under their belt. And how were you able to build connections with each of them as you filmed during a pandemic?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, it's like really, it's a little bit intimidating coming on a season with 2 seasons under their belt. But I will say I was welcomed very warmly, and Jess kind of was really, really sweet to me since she was new last season. She kind of was like the one to reach out to me the most and say like, you know, if you ever need anything, like I was there last year. So she was very sweet. But at the same time, I really don't, I didn't feel, once I was on set, I didn't feel any sort of like I was super new. I felt very like accepted. And also my first day on set was such a big day. It was actually 2 of the scenes in episode 1 that were my biggest scenes. So I was very just like focused on coming in hot. Like I can't think about anything else, but everybody on the cast was amazing to work with and very nice at the beginning. I didn't feel intimidated after working.
A question for the both of you. You know, the move to Hulu has created this opportunity for Seth and the writers to increase the scope of this project and expand on these stories, because you don't have to account for things like commercials. Jessica, did you feel that change heading in from an actor's perspective, and as a new member of the cast, did you also feel that?
Go ahead, Anne.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what it really was like before, but I will say like this felt like we were shooting movie after movie after movie after movie. And every single episode has a completely different journey, kind of theme of its own, with still maintaining that massive arc that we have as a season in general. And just the different sets, the different locations, the different storylines throughout every episode was so vast. Like it really is, when you finish this, you're going to feel like you binge watched like every single movie of the Batman or something. Like it's like so long and great. And every episode brings something new. That was my takeaway.
I mean, I agree on a lot of that. They're like mini movies, and I'm just, it's to me, because you're reading the script, you have in your mind what you think it's going to look like, and then they blew everything out of the water. Like every time I watch a scene, I'm like, oh my God, I expected this, but they like did way better than my imagination even let me go to. So it's basically everything she said. I couldn't agree more. It's just they're like mini movies.
Seeing like the different characters. Like I was thinking about, you know, if you have to imagine something, they say in the script, it's like, you know, a dinosaur looking thing or whatever. And you're thinking about something in your mind. And then when you see it come to life, you're like, okay, that is way cooler and way different and way more like, I don't know, imaginative than I would have even ever
thought of. Yeah.
So it's cool to see it all kind of come together.
For sure. And then even the music, like the orchestra that Seth used and all that, it's just, they really knocked it out of the park with every layer of this show.
Yeah, they live do that music. I wish I could have gone like to symphony. It's so like awesome. It's so cool. It's like an entire symphony recording in real time the music that you hear in our show, which I think is very unique and unusual. That's not normal.
Yeah, that's what it was.